All right, perfect. You want to go right into questions, or you want to open it up?
I'll open it up.
Okay, go for it.
All right. Hey, appreciate you guys covering us as always. Obviously, we just met as a team. We're disappointed about the result from yesterday. Obviously played a great team, but we went there to win, and we did not make enough plays to win, and that has all of us, I think, disappointed and a little bit angry. So we'll get back to work this week and go get ready to play Tampa Bay. I know you guys will have questions about Christian. I can confirm that he hurt his shoulder on the last drive on their sideline. As of right now, I'd list him day to day, seeing the doctor, seeing all the different medical people and just figuring out where exactly he is. So I really won't have much comment out of respect for him other than that. But I would list him day to day and would probably have a better answer for you guys on Wednesday.
Let's go to Josh Graham and then Vashti Hurt.
Coach, we didn't get a chance to ask you yesterday about Joe Brady being on the sideline. What went into that, and how is the dynamic different with play calling with him being right there?
Joe wanted to go down on the sideline. I think we've moved the ball so well through the first. We had moved the ball so well through the first 8 games, but hadn't scored a ton of points. And I just think having the one guy responsible for the offense be on the sidelines, be able to talk to the quarterback, talk to the receivers, make sure everyone's on the same page. Not that our coaches weren't doing that, but it's something that I thought was a good idea. And that he Joe eventually was comfortable with, and that's why I supported it. But how's it different? It's a little more hurried, a little more harried down there. It's a lot of things happening. When you're up in the box, it's a lot more calm and peaceful. So I don't know if it affected anything else other than just a little bit more energy. But we did it just wanting to make sure that we are constantly during the game keeping those guys on the same page.
And do you expect them to be there Sunday?
I do.
Hi, Coach. I hope you're doing fine. After reviewing tape, can you take us through what you saw on that last drive with the offense? And then also, as a follow-up, you haven't been quite successful on those last drives where they're potentially game-winning or game-tying. What do you guys need to do to get over that hump?
Yeah, we haven't been successful on them at all. We took a different approach last week. We practiced it on we practiced it on Monday. We practiced it at the beginning of the week, just wanting to be in in that situation. I think the hands to the face penalty for us was really a tough one because it set us back. We were already up against the clock. They did a nice job of making us throw the ball in the field of play. We didn't get out of bounds enough, and we just probably needed about another 5 to 10 yards. So obviously I always work backwards. That penalty hurt. But I thought the protection was there. I thought we did a good job in terms of, the operating. Just weren't able to push the ball down the field enough until we threw that one to Curtis and got him down the field. So at the end of the day, all I know in my life is when something's not working quite good enough, you just keep working at it. And so, that's what separates the good from the great teams in the National Football League is their ability to win at the end of the game. And defense went out, got the 3 and out to give us the ball back. And, we just were a couple yards away. So we have to improve. And the only way to improve is to work.
Let's go to David Newton and then Steve Reed.
Yeah, man, I wanted to ask you, where did not having Jeremy Chinn on defense impact you guys the most yesterday?
Just the versatility, so we ended up, Jermaine Carter, I thought really stepped up. I thought Jermaine played a really good game, showed up in the run game. So he stepped in the nickel for Jeremy. And, I think, we played more just pure nickel. We played more dime, we played another version of dime. So we played just more defensive backs as opposed to playing Jeremy. Jeremy's an impact player. We'd love to have him, but he wasn't available. We're hopeful that he'll be available this week.
Was Kelsey a guy he would have covered?
You know, I don't know, potentially. But, you know, we felt pretty early in the week like it was limited what he'd be able to do. So, you know, we chose to treat Kelsey like a receiver. We played a corner on him at times, and a safety. So, you know, we tried to mix it up. But, you know, typically, you know, when we played the good tight ends we played early in the year, Waller, those guys, Gronkowski, OJ Howard, we've either played Burris or Chin on the tight end for the most part. So obviously both those guys being out last game, you know, we had to adapt.
Matt, I just want to follow up quick on Christian. I wonder if you can give us any more. Did he have an MRI or an X-ray, and did they come back negative, or can you tell us anything from that name?
I have nothing. I have nothing else. I'm sorry. I know you guys have to ask those questions, but you know, I'm respecting his privacy.
Let's go to Scott Fowler and then Joe Person.
Matt, I just wanted to ask you on just in general, offensively, it seems like Teddy flirts with the clock almost running out many times and hardly ever gets called for delay of game. But is that a conscious thing that you guys do, snapping with, you know, one or something to see a little more of the defense?
Yeah, you know, I think it's something that I'm still getting used to at times. I mean, you know, we put a lot on Teddy's plate. You know, we change personnel groupings every play, so we have to get new people in the huddle. We have multiple plays called. He's got to change protections. He's got to change plays. He handles all the mic points. A lot of quarterbacks in the National Football League just get up there and snap the ball. They don't have the quarterback in control of all that, but we do, and because that's what the best ones do. And so the benefit for us is that, you know, we're controlling time of possession. I think we had a pretty good time of possession yesterday because, you know, we're not even on a drive. If it's only a couple plays, you know, we're narrowing it down. You know, that being said, there's sometimes where I wish we would operate a little faster. So I think there's some things that we have to improve upon, like everything. And one of those is probably just getting up the line a little quicker, moving a little quicker. But yeah, that's just part and parcel for, you know, who we are.
Matt, we've heard you and a lot of other players over the last few weeks talk about how hard Christian had worked to get back. How discouraging is it just to see him going through this again? And was there any sort of message he or you kind of made to the team in that regard?
Yeah, I didn't talk to the team about anything. I don't like, you know, I don't like it when any of our players are hurt. You know, they all work so hard to be in this position, and then you know, can unfortunately sometimes it's either they have to play through some pain or they have to miss some time because of an injury. So we hate it for all of them. Obviously Christian's a big part of this team, but he, like everyone else, works hard to come back. You know, to come back from the ankle. So I was happy to see him out there. Discouraged for him that you know, he got banged up. You know, we'll see the extent of it as we move forward.
Yeah, I was going to ask you just what you saw from him while he was at that. He had 10 catches and did a lot of things. Just your impression that you saw.
I thought he played really well. You know, I think the ball down the seam that he reached back for, I thought was probably, you know, that was a elite play. I thought he had some really nice runs. Obviously scored, you know, a couple touchdowns. So he's an elite player. And, you know, he's going to do his job, play really hard, and then when the chances come, he's going to make big plays.
Go to Elena Getzenberg and then Jonathan Alexander.
Hey, Matt, two other injury sort of questions for you. I just want Dennis Daly went out of the game. Do you have any update on him, or
yeah,
you know, was he able to go back in? And then where do you think Juston Burris is?
You're going in and out on me. I think it was Daly and Burris. If not, yeah, please follow. Okay. So Daly, you know, he got injured on that 4th and 14 play. I believe it was that play. Came out of the game, was cleared to return, but you know, I think Pat just felt like the other guys were moving around better, and you know, didn't want to put him out there when he wasn't able to move at his best. So we went with the other guys down the stretch. I thought they both played well. And then in terms of Burris, you know, his clock is up. We'll see what the medical people say in terms of Is he ready to come back or not? We'll probably know more on Wednesday.
Hey, Matt. Hope you're doing well. A couple questions. Do you expect Jeremy Chinn to be a week-to-week basis type of thing? As well as a totally different question. DJ Moore only had 3 targets yesterday. Can you point to an issue as to why that was the case Sunday?
I don't think that was planned. Going into the game, there was not one part of us that wasn't like, hey, let's not involve DJ. I'm sure he's frustrated by it. A couple of times on the headset, I heard, Joe say, hey, alert the go ball to DJ, and they played cover 2, so times we tried to get the ball down the field to him, just it didn't break his way. So, he obviously he's a big part of our offense. We need to have him involved, and we're not able to do that yesterday. The first one, Jeremy Chinn, I'll wait to see how rehab goes today and tomorrow. Like, we thought there was a chance he'd play in the game, got to the game, and it was just sort of like, hey, he's not able to go. So, the fact that I thought maybe he'd play in the game, in some sort of a role, would lead me to believe that, maybe he has a chance this week. But, those knees, comes down to swelling and all those different things that sometimes are out of our control. So I'll see tomorrow and Wednesday, if he's able to do anything Wednesday at practice.
Go to Josh Klein and then Mike Solarte.
Hey, Coach. When you see Teddy Bridgewater, obviously the kind of leadership that he has displayed, and then the 4th and 14 conversion, sacrifices his body, do you almost, and then these final drives continually fall short, do you almost like want it for him specifically to know that he can, get the job done and show that to his teammates for the win?
Yeah. I want the win for everybody. I just think right now we're in a point where, we just, as an organization, coaches, players, everybody, we all have to get better. And so I don't think there's anybody on this team that doesn't believe in Teddy. I don't think there's anybody on this team that's saying, hey, can he do this? Can he do that? I don't see that. I think we have a bunch of guys that believe in him, that rally around him. And, to me, yesterday was as much about the clock and some of the errors that probably happened before that than and again, that penalty was devastating to us in terms of having enough time. So I think everyone here believes in Teddy, and I think what you'll see from not just him but our entire offense is that it will just get better and better and better. And we hadn't scored 30 points in a while, and so I think we did a lot of good things. We do have to win those games at the end. There's no doubt, but I think that's everybody. It's just not one guy.
And just real quick, if I can follow up, do you believe in the term learning how to win?
Yeah, I do. I think there's several stages to learning how to win. I think the first thing you have to do is learn how to eliminate the things that cause you to lose, right? So you're not going to win very many games, or even stick in very many games when you have 12 penalties, right? So we have to eliminate the things that cause you to lose. That's penalties, that's turnovers. We didn't turn the ball over, so we gave ourselves a chance to win. And then I think you have to, you have to play in these games. It's not some like existential, like, hey, it's just really about the plays that cause you to win or lose are not always at the end of the game. There's so many things you can point back to and say, well, if we would have done this or we would have done that. And a lot of times what happens is guys want to win so badly, they try to play outside themselves and outside the system, and then we end up doing silly things. And so if we could go back and replay that game, we did a lot of really great things, but we also did some things that were bad football. And that falls on me, number one, the coaching staff, number two, and then the players. And so I think when you start to believe that, you're not going to beat yourself, and so you eliminate the bad football, and you start to realize, like, I don't have to do anything special. Like Michael Jordan, those guys, you say, let the game come to me. I just got to do my job and play hard. And when the plays come, I go make the plays. And so when you have that mindset, it carries on into the end of the game. So we have to learn how to finish at the end of games in the 2 minute. There's no doubt about that. But even that is just about us going out there, trusting ourselves, trusting our training, trusting our technique, going out there and doing our job and making the plays that come to us. And when you don't try to do too much, you end up, when you finally calm down and realize, hey, I'm a good enough player, I can just stay within the system, stay within myself. That to me is when the winning really, really, really starts. And so, I love answering. This is a great question, by the way. I love answering this type of football question, because it's like, once you learn it, as painful as what you're going through right now, like, getting to these games, getting to the end and just not quite getting it, over the finish line. Once you learn it, and you learn it the right way, where it's not just like a mindset of, hey, some great players got to go make a play. When you believe that we have to function as a team and execute down the stretch, then that doesn't go away. That breeds consistency. And so that's where we are right now. There were so many different plays, so many different decisions that weren't good enough. And so if we fix half of those, we're a much better team. And that's what we're trying to do this week. We're trying to just be a much better team this week than we were last week.
Hey, Matt, Mike Solarte, Spectrum News 1. I have a couple for you, and I'm sure you addressed it a little bit yesterday, but after looking at the tape, did you guys maybe expose some more of some extra cards that you maybe didn't want to expose in terms of some of the play calls? And then I've got a follow-up for
you. In terms of,
the fake punts and that sort of stuff.
No, when we practice those to use them. We went into the game. Special teams coaches said, "Hey, this is something that we think that we have." We were going to use it, so it was. Something that can be used any week, but it was specific to what Kansas City did. We thought we had a chance at it. Charlton made a great play. I think for us, we went into this game just like last game, saying, "Hey, we're going to go for it on fourth downs when we can. We're going to fake punts. We're not going to be silly, but we're going to take it if we think it's there." And there were some things that we thought were there, and we got a good majority of them.
And you were talking about the learning how to win aspect of it. How are you trying to pick these guys up? Because again, it's another one possession, ball in your hands, last opportunity to score, and obviously not seeing it, crossing the finish line with it. How are you picking these guys up and keeping them on the task of what they have to do to get over that hump? I know you kind of went into detail about the learning to win aspect of it, but what are you as a coach and your staff saying to these guys about that?
Well, I don't worry about that with them. The fact that, that Falcons loss was really hard. And the fact that we came out, the next week and played, we played really hard yesterday. We did a lot of great things. So there's no doubt in my mind that these guys are coming every week. Our process during the week, the way they practice, the way they take notes, the way they pay attention, the way they work, the way they take care of themselves has really become excellent. And, they're playing really good football as a result of it. So to me, it's just every week you come in and everything that happens to you in life, if you take advantage of it, prepares you for what's coming ahead. So, I want the coaching staff, all of us, to learn from this last game, not to be satisfied with a close loss. Never. We're going to learn from it. And the other thing I want to do is I want it to make them mad. I want our guys to be mad. I want our coaches to be mad. I want us to have an edge about us. Like, we're the Carolina Panthers. We're not, we're here to win. We're not here to, keep it close. And so I think if our guys continue to work the way that they've worked every week, I think if we continue to learn, both in good times and in bad, and I think if we continue to have an edge, we have a chance to win every week, and we have a chance to win down the stretch. And that's, at the end of the day, like, as a football player, like, there's lots of things you want. You want the tangible results and all that, but you also you want to go win. And so I'm hoping that the guys have a little bit of edge about them. I hope our coaches have a little bit of edge. Like let's just do more, continue to work harder, continue to get better. Not that we're not working hard enough, but just every week, let's make it better, than it was last week. And so that's all I sense. I'm watching the guys in the meetings today. They were locked in. So we'll continue to improve.
Guys, we only have time for two more quick ones. Let's go to Joe Person and Steve Reed.
Matt, you guys are in midst of a stretch against some Hall of Fame type, Super Bowl MVP type quarterbacks. will that affect your young defensive backs, and will it in a way kind of help you as you evaluate guys, particularly in the back end where you're so young?
Yeah, I mean, we're facing great quarterbacks. We're facing elite receivers. The thing that we try to do is we try to just make sure that we're keeping it and making it all about us. I think when we go back and look at yesterday's game, when we trusted, the system and trusted our technique and just played, I think we did a lot of good things. Sometimes we got outside ourselves and gave up some plays. And so, again, there's just this mindset that, where we believe that if we just do what we're supposed to do and play the way we play, that we'll always have a chance. And so, we'll do that again this week. And yeah, everything's an evaluation. It's an evaluation of what we do and how we do it and who's doing it, all those different things. But the biggest thing is we're just trying to stamp the mindset, the brand of how we want to play and what we want to do. We're trying to imprint that within the entire organization. And I thought we had a chance to do that yesterday. We did it some plays we didn't. We have to just do it more plays. But we're definitely facing great quarterbacks. There's no doubt about that.
Matt, I just want to finish by asking you about what happened last night. I'm sure you saw with the Bucks and the Saints. What are your thoughts on moving forward here this week, and probably a very angry Tom Brady coming to Carolina this week?
We faced Tom Brady already once this year. He's a Hall of Fame quarterback, a great player. All we can worry about is ourselves. We have to make sure that, we have a great week of preparation and we get in the game and we just play one snap at a time and play within ourselves. I didn't get a chance to really see the game last night. And I haven't yet started on them. I've been working on us, so we'll get started on Tampa. We know that they're a great team. We know that they're one of the leaders in the league, but we're just going to try to make sure that we're better this week than we were last week and see what happens.
All right, guys, we got to let them go. Coach, we appreciate
Thanks,
you.
Yep, appreciate it.
Media, go ahead and stay on the line. We're going to try and get player availability done right now instead of the later call. Everyone should still have recording access. Just let me know if you don't. Please use the raise hand button if you have questions. Teddy, can you hear us on your end?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Joe, you want to go for the first question?
Hey, Teddy. Thanks for joining us.
Joe.
Just wanted to ask you kind of what the mood of the team is. And we heard from you yesterday about being pissed off, but especially when you consider a guy like Christian, who you told us had worked so hard to get back, and now he's having to deal with another injury.
Yeah, it's still the same feeling, being pissed off. You're playing well in these games and coming up short. And obviously on a Monday, you get back, you watch the tape, and you see some of the things that may have prevented you from winning, that game Sunday. But, it's frustrating when, you don't win those close games. But, we've been fighting, playing tough these past couple of weeks. We just want to put it all together and try to get some wins.
And your reaction to, Christian having to leave that game?
It's always tough. Like I said last week, Christian worked extremely hard to get back to playing. You always want all your guys out there.
All right, let's go to Jonathan Alexander and then Mike Solarte.
What's up, Teddy? Hope you're doing well. You've had a chance to look at film now. I was wondering if there were any particular plays that maybe you wish you all would have had back, or any particular ones that irk you the most?
Honestly, man, you watch the tape, it's small things, the negative plays, when you have 12 penalties against a team like the Chiefs, it's hard to win. You have the amount of negative plays that we had, it's hard to win those games. So that's the biggest takeaway. If we don't beat ourselves, man, we'll give ourselves a chance to win each week.
Teddy, Mike Solarte, Spectrum News One. Good to see you again. The way that it all played out, it's another one of those games where you've got the ball, last possession, opportunity to take the last shot. And I know that the frustration is there in hearing it in your voice, but do you envision that? I mean, do you have to kind of hang on to the vision of getting it all the way over the line and, having some success in there to kind of keep spurring you guys on when you guys are in those situations? I can tell you've had enough of coming up short. But do you kind of have to hold on to that vision of, all right, we have it and we're gonna get it done, and we do it? That seems like it might be the biggest lift this team could absolutely get.
Yeah, and these moments, these low moments are preparing us for, those high moments when they come. Like I said, it's frustrating to not, be, finishing right now or winning these games, but we just stick with it, man. Trust the plan, the vision, man. I think, we'll make sure we'll head in the right direction.
Let's go to David Newton and then Vashti Hurt.
Hey, Teddy. I wanted to ask you, obviously you guys, as Matt noted, scored 30 points for the first time in a while, and scoring those touchdowns is the difference. When Christian's in there, you guys are incredibly much better. Why is that?
Honestly, it's just the way the game unfolded. Each week different guys are stepping up for us. We got Christian back. He was able to step in and rush for a touchdown, catch a touchdown, do different things for us. When Mike was in the game, Mike was able to catch passes out of the backfield as well. So I think, once you get down there, defense is aware of, the personnel and things like that. They may approach the way they play us differently in the red zone as well. So, we're glad that we had the success that we had, but at the same time, we came up short. We didn't score enough points.
Hi, Teddy. Hope you're doing well. I'm just curious what your self-assessment process is. I know that it's upsetting these last play-winning drives that are unsuccessful, but when you assess yourself, what do you look for, and how critical are you of yourself?
No, honestly, it's just how well, we're executing the system. And I think, man, we're doing a good job of executing the system. But, I think as we continue to grow, as an organization, we'll become a better situational football team. I think that's the one area where,
if we just take that next leap and become a better situational football team, then we could really, find ourselves winning certain games. So that's all it is for me, is just how I'm, running the system. We're doing a good job of getting guys involved. Each week, different guys are making plays. You see a guy like Curtis go out there and catch, 9 passes out of his 9 targets. Christian catching 10 passes out of the 10 targets that he had. It just speaks volumes of how we can get different guys going each week.
Let's go to JB Ricks and then Elena Gutzenberg.
Hey, Teddy, JB Ricks here from Spectrum News 1. Thanks for taking out the time. I wanted to ask you about that 4th and 14 conversion that you were able to complete with that run yesterday. What goes through your mind in the middle of a play like that? Do you have any flashbacks or anything like that when it comes to, the injuries that you've had to overcome? And the second part of that question is, how does your team react to you when it comes to following your lead, when you put yourself and your body on the line like that in order to win a game?
Honestly, when you're in that moment, the Chiefs did a great job of just covering the concept that we ran. So rather than trying to force an incompletion, I figured, man, I could just try to run. And as I was running, I just glimpsed over to the sideline to see what the changes were. And I just had a feeling that if I would have dove down low, I would have been marked short. So I just knew that if I would have just dove, maybe the defender would have dove at my legs, I would have, gained some airtime and picked up the first down. So in that moment, I wasn't thinking about any injuries or previous injuries or anything like that. I think, the guys respond, well to situations like that. It just shows the guys that, man, this is one of our guys, who's going to lay it all on the line for us. And hopefully, that message was received.
Hey, Teddy, I was just curious, the only time the offense didn't really get in a rhythm yesterday was the 3rd quarter, where you had a couple of drives that didn't work out. Is there any halftime adjustments or something about coming out of halftime that just hasn't been working this season?
No, honestly, man, you look at that drive we had coming out of the half, we had too many negative plays. We had a penalty. We had, I took a sack that I shouldn't have taken. So we kind of shot ourselves in the foot on that drive. It's always self-inflicted with us. Like I said, if we can just not beat ourselves and put ourselves in these bad situations, we'll be a better offense.
Let's go to Josh Klein and Steven Toronto.
Teddy, have you ever played in a game where you had 81 offensive plays before yesterday?
I don't think so. I think we did a good job though, just starting the game, that first drive. I think it was 20-play drive. So we've been itching to get back out on the field the past couple of weeks. We probably played 50 snaps and 40-something snaps or something like that, 50 snaps in the last 2 games apiece. So it's just good to get out there for the amount of plays that we're able to play and execute.
And you guys had a few long drives in the past this season that didn't finish in the end zone. How satisfying was it to be able to punch those in?
That was great. Just being able to finish drives with touchdowns. We knew that, and we know that, field goals won't win in this league. So for us to be able to finish drives with touchdowns, it was actually good for us.
Teddy, you guys were a drive away yesterday from potentially knocking off the defending Super Bowl champions and really sending a message to the rest of the NFL about the sort of team that this Carolina Panthers team is becoming. I know that you don't need anything to validate yourself per se, but do you feel like this team needs a signature victory to really validate the process of building that you guys have been going through all season?
Honestly, I wouldn't say we need a signature victory. We just need to win. Like I said, we played tough in these games. We fought through them. We fought through adversity, different things like that. Different guys have stepped up and made plays. So, we just want to reward, the guys in the locker room, for all their hard work by just going out there and winning.
All right, guys, we only have time for a couple more, so let's go Jonathan Alexander and then finish with Josh Klein.
Hey, Teddy, I'm sure the plan wasn't to have DJ Moore only have 3 targets. But I'm wondering, how do you get him more involved without, I guess, overdoing it?
Like I said, every week, man, it's going to be a different person making plays for us. You know, one week DJ might catch 9 passes for 120 yards. The next week, Robbie might catch 9 passes. Curtis might catch 9 passes. So, you know, those guys understand, man, each week, different guys want to make plays for us. And, you know, it's only one football. So those guys, you know, they out there, they're competing at a high level. At the end of the day, the only stat that really matters to those guys is the wins and losses.
Teddy, I was wondering if you could evaluate Joe Charlton's throwing motion.
I told him, man, you trying to take my job. It was exciting to see him complete that pass. You know, they worked it for a while. So to see it live and not in live action, I really had no idea that we were faking it. But to see them complete it, you know, that was fun to see.
Is it like a little like bonus extra fun for quarterbacks to see non-quarterbacks throw the ball, like whether it's a running back, a wide receiver, a punter, just kind of give you a little bit of a boost?
Yeah, when they complete it. You know, they don't complete it and it ends up being a bad play. Now everyone's looking like, man, that's why this guy get paid to run the ball, kick, or catch. So it's always fun when it's completed.
Guys, we got to let Teddy go. Teddy, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, media.